Welcome, bronies, to the FOB Equestria podcast, the traditional podcast. Wait, what? Traditional podcast. Wow. I'm jerking myself out. I am tired. It's been a long day.
Professional podcast.
The professional podcast. No, I'm just gonna start over.
Professional, only sometimes.
Do you want to do that again, Spangle?
Yeah, we can, or we can just leave it in there, and everyone can laugh at my stupidity. Which, let's go with that. The official.
We already do.
Yeah, no, everyone already knows that I can't word well, and yet for some reason I am still leading podcast stuff. I guess because I'm the only one who really has the time or initiative. So, but yes, the official podcast of.
Or the only person that gets them out on time.
Yeah, that too. Forward operating base Equestria. There we go. Finally said it. This is, again, now a weekly thing, as weekly as I can make it. However, it's going to at least be 3 weeks out of the month, and the only time it won't happen is when I have sort of other military duties that interfere, which should only be 1 week in a month, because I'm guard now. I've come over to the light side with Dizzy and Silver. You're both guard, right? I'm right about that, right?
Yep.
Silvermane? Is he here?
Traitor.
He was here.
Of course I'm here.
Okay, there he is. Yes, you're guard, right?
Commander Silvermane.
Right.
Yeah, I thought so.
Fashionably late.
No, he wasn't fashionably late. He was here on time. It's just
So shut up.
He's commander. He can do what he wants.
The commander
Right, I do what I want.
Yeah, the commander is never late. The commander's like Gandalf. He shows up
The
precisely.
commander is the only one not early.
This is true. This is 100% true. A valuable military lesson for those in the military, new to the military, looking to join the military. Commander is never late or early. He arrives on time, all the time, every time.
When he says he will.
So
Usually about 30 minutes late.
No. Just 30 minutes after all the people who were early.
right, exactly.
I'm an angry NCO. I have better things to do in my day than wait for some guy in a friggin' eagle on his collar to come and tell me how good of a job I'm doing.
Oh yeah, that's right. You made
Yes,
staff, right,
like
Dizzy?
jerk off in the corner of the porter shitter.
Yes.
Awesome. Congrats. I don't ever
Wait,
think
what?
I actually properly congratulated you for making staff sergeant. E5.
Well, thank you, Spangle.
Hopefully I'll have it here.
Welcome to the E5 Mafia.
soon. The E5 Mafia.
But I was just in the E4 Mafia.
You're moving up
E4
in the
Mafia
world.
will rise.
Oh Lord.
I told the E4 Mafia that I went turncoat.
Let's not go there, Scarlet, please.
Okay.
You don't need to discuss those occurrences or drama. Which there are.
Hey,
people
I wasn't
listening.
talking about that. I just mean E4 in the military in general.
Okay. I thought you were referring to just stupid little drama that happens every now and again. And
No, I'm not talking about that. No.
all right. So as you can tell, probably if you're still listening at this point, which I mean, I'm sure some of you are. Some of you are bored enough. There is really
All
no.
two of you.
Yeah, there's really no agenda for this week's podcast, so we're really just, discussing whatever occurs. Although I did want to bring something up with all of you, especially while Silver's here, is we got a comment on our YouTube channel page with someone basically asking what our background was. And it seemed like it was an odd question because it was really aimed towards an individual, but it wasn't like specific. So I don't know if the person was under the impression that the YouTube channel was really just one person, or if they just were looking for a response to whoever answered. But they want to know how the person, whoever they were talking to, again, I didn't really get any sort of specific from them, how they got involved with the show, and if they enjoy the show and all that stuff. And it kind of gave me the idea. I mean, my response to them was that, well, it's a group channel. Everyone involved with this group kind of has their own background story, their own sort of different experiences, so it would be very different for each person, and some more than others. But it also gave me the idea to possibly, and I threw this in the FOB staff chat, not sure how many people actually saw it, but of doing kind of like a FOB Equestria Origins video where we have some of the original founding staff just talk about like how the idea came about and how it was founded, and then you have each of the follow-on members, the people who came afterwards, say how they got involved with the website, with the group, and then from there you could have each person go a little bit more into their background, say, you know, how they got involved with the show, what they like about the community, you know, kind of how they experience the community and the show, if they do anything extra like fan fiction writing or video making or, you know, artwork, whatever. So I was just wondering what you guys thought about that sort of origins type of video being done. I mean, obviously, since I'm the one putting forward the idea, I've clearly volunteered myself to do the editing because, I mean, that's just how the military works. If you volunteer an idea, you're the one who's leading it. So thoughts? Yes?
I have zero experience in video editing, but I guess I'd be in.
So you would record it?
I think it's a great idea.
Okay. That's what I was really looking for, Dizzy, is if you think it's something you would participate in, if it's really a yay or nay, like if you think it's a good idea or how it can be improved or whatever. So, thoughts?
I think it's a yay.
More cowboy.
Dizzy? So I guess the best I'm getting from Dizzy here is he'll participate and give me video footage. Silver, what do you think about that idea, being our fearless leader?
It's up to you, man. You're taking on the project. Go for it. Didn't the FOB get started? Not at Candlelight Gardens, but at BroNYCon 2012 summer.
It did. In fact, I am commonly mistaken.
I wasn't there.
Yeah.
I think in this conversation, actually, I know for a fact of this conversation, I was the only one that was actually there. But I don't think that's a topic for discussion now. I think it's been hit pretty strongly in previous podcasts, but
yeah,
I
probably.
think we could go out and make a full-blown video. I don't think that would be a problem. I would be happy to do something like that.
And
yeah, it could be like an opener video for the channel,
Yeah.
like displayed.
Yeah, for anyone who's not subscribe to our channel, and you know how that whole channel quote-unquote trailer thing works, where it's a video that automatically is playing anytime a new user who is not subscribed to your channel comes to your channel page and is looking about what you're about. So that could definitely be where it would be featured. But at the same time, every time we get those questions of someone saying, well, how did you come across the show? It's like you just point them to that video and be like, this is how every single person in the staff we could wrangle into this project anyway at the time of this project got involved with this show, which hopefully would involve all the founding members we currently have, which is, well, Miche, Josh, Saunter. Is Navron, is he still around at all, ever? Did he officially, like, duck out? Or, like, I mean, I've been to an active, so I don't...
He's here every now and then.
Yeah, he'll pop in, like, when BroNYCon happens, and then he'll leave for 6 months.
Well,
Show back up in 6 months, leave again, and yeah.
I mean, that's understandable considering he's Navy on a ship and doing Navy things. So
I did not know that.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if he was, like, if he ever left officially, like we had Major Tom.
He's
King Harold.
never really had any tangible
role
presence in the FOB. Yes.
Well, I mean, that's more or less accurate. I mean, in the early phases, he was kind of a PA sort of representative, and he did a little bit here and there, but I mean, it just wasn't in his schedule. But I would still like his, if I'm able to get a hold of him, which might not be the case, I'd still like his account.
Yeah, good luck.
Since he was there. Yeah, good luck indeed. But like I said,
he
all
is
of us,
the quintessential Navy brony.
He is.
You search that on Google, and that's the first thing that comes up is him.
Yeah, so I mean, it'd be nice.
He helped kind of cement the military image.
Yep, and he had
military brony image.
Yeah, he did.
Well,
he is.
there is Black Griffin too.
Yeah, if you search military brony, you will definitely see Navron's picture, Navy brony's picture. He's in the guy with the helicopter helmet and the visor down. He's got the patch on his shoulder, the MLP patch on his shoulder, which he has explained many times. He has explained many times at the time of that photo being taken was 100% within regs. So if anyone wants to raise a sting about that.
Those regs were not changed until after that picture was taken, because I have also heard a lot of people talking about that picture, and you already hit it, so yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that before we moved on forward. I just wanted to get that idea out there and see where we stood on it, and also, kill some time in the podcast because, well, why not? So, anyone else want to? Oop, my bad. I just dropped my phone on my desk. Sorry, everyone. But anyone else have? I know we were talking a little bit, since we're just doing random things, about Twitch plays Dark Souls. Unless someone else wanted to talk about something a little more on point with military brony stuff, rah.
We have confirmed on the FOBCon Facebook that we are going to be having FOBCon again next year.
Oh yes, I remember you mentioning that. So for those who didn't catch last week's podcast or the podcast before that, FOBCon was just a gathering of military bronies and their friends at Fort Meade, right?
Yes, Fort Meade in Maryland.
Yep, previous to BroNYCon, and it was kind of just a little get-together there was music played and just kind of a mini meetup before the major convention happened, kind of to get plans in order, meet up with your friends, figure out what was going on. So if you're a military brony and you want to meet more military bronies, as the event comes closer next year, there will definitely be promotion of it and more information to come, but it is certainly a thing at this point in time. So I don't see that really changing in the time between now and next BroNYCon, even though it's pretty much a year. But yes.
So one thing I've wanted to kind of bring up is for a while, and actually Josh has kind of been pushing me for it, but now that I finally have kind of settled down on some time after the con, because we had everything going on with Worst Princess and everything, is getting a video series going on, and we've actually settled on the name between Josh and I, Games Bronies Play.
Okay.
And the entire concept behind it being kind of like a first impressions of / review. We haven't kind of settled on all the details yet, of really brony themed video games that don't start with banned from Equestria.
Okay.
I just wanted to get that because I had a feeling that would come.
I am familiar with the notorious reputation of said title.
But yes, I was thinking of starting something like that, and really one of the bars that I've run into is what should I start with first? And this is a shout out to the viewers. If you would like to comment with one of the games you would like us to start with first. Really, there are no qualifications necessary for it. It can be a flash game. It can be a pay-to-play game. Really just looking for a good game, focused towards bronies. So, yeah.
5 Nights at Pinky's.
Okay, and on that subject, I guess rather than put it in the comment section below, because, let's be honest, with the way sometimes the comment section gets flooded, we are not likely to see it if you leave it down there. However, if you send and this will be in the description below the video as well, so if you don't quite understand the words that come out of my mouth, just look down there. But if you send a email to fobequestria@gmail.com with the subject line Games Bronies Play and suggest it to us in that email, it doesn't even have to be a long email, doesn't even have to be formal, just subject line of that, and then in the body text just say this game and then be done with it. Nice and easy, simple, to the point. And then we'll consider it for sure, because that way we can actually just look in our email, look for that headline, and pick it up from there. What do you think about that?
Either that, or I'll just trudge the comment section, and either way I think it's fine. I can trudge through and just run up a tally and all that kind of fun stuff. Or I might just see something cool and be like, oh, I forgot about that game, and just play it.
Yeah, at the same time,
do it.
We greatly appreciate suggestions, but that is by no means a promise that a suggestion will be followed through. So.
Well, yeah, I think that's kind of inherent.
You would think, but this is also
you
the
only
internet.
have so much time.
This is also the internet, where people automatically assume that just because they say something, it has to happen. And I'm not saying that's everyone on the
You're
internet.
so mean. How could you accuse people of that? Oh, how do people like you? You're so mean.
Hey, it's the truth. I have seen it. It's a minority, but I have seen it. So,
I'd just like to interrupt for a second
sure, go ahead.
and say, holy shit, Death Claws.
Death Claws? Oh, yeah. So Dizzy is playing Fallout
Death
Shelter
Claws.
on his phone, and I guess he just got wrecked by some Death Claws.
I had about 7 people die.
You had a death claw attack your place?
Yes, that is
Your
That's
your
my
shelter?
second one, yeah.
I have never been attacked by a death claw. I didn't even know you could.
You know you
I
just
have
jinxed yourself,
74
right?
dwellers right now.
Oh, I totally
It's
probably did. But what are the requirements of being attacked by a death claw?
Dwellers, how many dwellers you have?
How many does it require?
I'm not sure. I think I had my first one when I had about 65 dwellers.
so up there.
Oh, okay. I have 53, so I'm good.
Yeah, I'm like high 40s right now on mine. So I think
You better pray you have a rocket launcher.
I have some pretty
yeah,
powerful weaponry, but not a rocket launcher yet.
People will
I have a
die when you
minigun,
get
so
Death Claw
screw
attacks.
you.
People will die. But yes, games bronies play, I guess, is going to be a thing, and definitely, apparently, you heard it from Miché. Comments or email are both fine for suggestions, but from my own personal experience, email is more likely to be seen as opposed to a comment. Not that a comment won't be seen, because Miché apparently is going to dredge through them. So, do it.
I will, even if I need to. Also, another question I'd like to ask, and this is plugging myself. Screw you guys. I'm not going home. Another question is,
You're
I want
already
to
at
know
home.
if we have. I see what you did there. I wanted to know if we have any tuner bronies, ricer bronies, car bronies, any kind of that fun stuff, because I'm also thinking of making a automation car tycoon company kind of play. Most likely on my channel. Actually, I'm pretty certain it will be on my channel, but I just want to know what you guys think about making kind of a let's play kind of thing for that.
Okay,
Yeah.
and for the record, Miché's channel is linked on our channel page, Captain Miché. So if you want to head over to his
Really?
channel and hit him up for that, yep, it is. Definitely, or it should be. If it isn't, I'll fix that, but it should be.
It is. It has like you, Spangle, of course, Josh.
Oh, of
I
course,
think
Josh.
Navron, and a bunch of others.
Well, I
of
mean,
course.
I'm the one who set up most of that, for the record. So that's why I'm saying I'm pretty sure I added him, unless someone else took him out.
Oh,
But yeah, head over to his
aren't you
page.
fancy?
And if you want to get involved with him on that, definitely just contact him there that way, because that will definitely be easier for him to notice as opposed to just a random email or comment on this video or to the FOB email. So yeah, head over there, help him out if you're interested, of course. But shameless self-promotion is shameless.
I have no
Hey, Josh
shame.
already did that last week.
Josh did, and I
Really?
did to a lesser extent. I mean, I have to own up to my own, so such is the way of things. But we also talked about the return, apparently, you mentioned this briefly before the podcast, Scarlett, of FOB Ship Saturdays, which is an old Tumblr thing that was done a while back, but is that happening? You said that was happening again?
Yes, I
Yes,
have.
and I am in charge of it this time.
Who's in charge of it?
More like I am.
Okay, it's between you two.
The
Got it.
Shay ships everyone.
Well, I mean, you and I...
It's basically me and Michelle are taking it over because I'm the one getting in contact with artists.
Okay, cool. But I was gonna say, yeah, me and
Yeah, she
Miché,
does all the work. I take the credit. It's pretty normal.
the original FOB ship.
That's just
me and
how our
Miché.
relationship is.
Oh yeah. That is a real life thing. So,
I hate you.
who do you hate? Everyone? Or just
Pretty
her?
much.
Me.
Or
Mostly
just us?
Scarlet.
Okay, got it.
Me. That's just the way we say I love you.
No, I really hate you.
Yeah, that's why
Okay,
you're in a
okay,
relationship
continuing
with me.
on.
But yes, we are going to be starting up the Bob Ship Saturdays, I've gotten in contact with a couple of my artist friends. We do have one for the month of September. Trying to get one for the month of October, possibly if our original artist doesn't come through. If not, I do have a backup through the DC Bronies.
Awesome. It's always good to be networked and in contact with people. That's really how a lot of things happen, and that's how you make things happen. So, question for Silver, if we're done on that subject. So I've heard rumors, and you would be the one to confirm this, but I have heard talk around the FOB that the coins, the FOB challenge coins, are possibly making a comeback. Can you confirm or deny?
I've been debating whether or not to do a new order. I don't know if I was going to, I'd like to do it a few months from now, so we'd have a few left for BroNYCon and some of the other conventions, but I've been debating whether or not to start a new or order a new set of those. They come in batches of 100, so
right.
I mean, I don't know if we saturated the market yet or not. I've had a couple people ask here and there, but we'd have to figure out what to do with them if we did order another 100.
Yeah,
I've actually gotten messages on the FOB Facebook asking if we have any FOB Equestria logo patches.
Yep, that too.
But we've got to start start figuring out, because I don't know if you guys know that, but I'm working on incorporating the FOB right now as a nonprofit. I've just about got the bylaws written.
Yep, which is great for us.
501c nonprofit. It'll be great for us, and our mission is going to be outreach to military bronies, of course.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very specific demographic, but certainly one that
right.
can certainly...
And that'll give us protection for stuff like coins, patches, shirts, hoodies, whatever we decide we want to do.
Yep. So that was something I was going to talk about since we were leading into this, is merchandise. Definitely kind of a subject that is a common question to me from random passerbys at conventions saying, hey, where can I get a coin? Hey, where can I get a patch? Hey, where can I get a shirt? Especially when I wear my old school FOB Equestria shirt, military brony shirt that was made way back in 2012 that we really made.
I still got mine.
Yeah, we all have ours.
Yeah,
I'm still wearing.
Scarlett is wearing mine presently.
Yeah,
we got to do is go out and subscribe to our
We could do the old ones or do the new ones with the new logo on it that's on the coins. I don't know exactly. I
got a few.
I designed that coin, but I'm really not art. I'm really not into. I'm really
Artsy.
As far as designing stuff. That shirt we did for the run in 2014. We did that 5K.
Yeah,
13.
Yeah, 2013. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
2013. Yeah, I designed that shirt, but it's really not something I'm really good at. I mean, as far as other people designing it, I can see if it looks good or not, but I'm not artistically.
Wait, Silver.
I could help out with that.
And I'm going to be the quintessential asshole here, but you do know that Saunter and I designed the FOB logo. He made the rough draft, and I made the vector and refined some of the details.
Right, the hoof, the
and
horn,
also
and
that. Yeah, I added the center logo, and I also am the one who. Well, it doesn't matter.
What Silver meant was
also
that he put
military brony kind of outline.
Yeah, and then the Latin logo, the Latin motto, and the colors.
You did the Latin motto and stuff like that.
Heavy research was done into that.
The FOB made those designs. It was a group effort.
It was a group effort, but he's saying he's the one who pretty much put it all together into the final product. He wasn't taking credit for any one specific element. He was just saying he was the one who put it all into the final design. So
Glory Hawk.
Anyway,
I'm kidding. Moving on.
Moving on. As we heard Dizzy joke, if you may have heard Dizzy joke about a Patreon, we don't have a Patreon. Don't. Up. We lost Silver. Silver dropped.
Oh!
Okay, there's Silver. There's Silver.
Why'd you do that to him, Michelle?
Anyway,
you made it.
Did I hurt your feelings? I'm sorry.
So
no, I'm not.
What I've come to realize anyway on the merchandise side of things is it is great. It allows us to raise funds for military brony luncheons, to put on things like FobCon and make them a bit more large and enjoyable, and it can be used in a great number of ways. Donations to the USO to fund projects that can be used to generate, donations for the USO. But at the same time, we've had an issue of just people not having the time a lot to do follow through. So I've talked with Saunter about this a little bit, and a few other staff members, and I don't know if I put this to you, Silver, but since you are now our fearless leader, definitely an idea to just put in your ear is the idea of getting someone, and I have a couple candidates in mind. I don't know if they have the time to devote to this, but I'll definitely throw it their way if you approve, which is the idea of a dedicated position, a dedicated merchandise liaison position for someone to follow up with whoever we're working with for patches, for shirts, for whatever it might be, so they can actually kind of be our go-to guy to, keep our networking and communication strong with those kind of people. What do you think?
We have to figure out exactly what we want to do. Like for the shirts, do we want to go with our classic green military brony one, or just do the new FOB logo that the coin has on it, or what? The one with the coin has brand recognition.
You can do various shirts because we do have the, if anyone remembers, back at BroNYCon 2014, we revealed the Saunterhoof EGA, our Semper Saunter logo. And we could do a shirt like that.
I didn't even know who did the first batch of them. It wasn't Custom Ink, was it?
No, not for the shirts. I'm talking about like the little design we did for Saunter.
Like that.
Are you talking about for the? Are you
talking about for everything? Like he mentioned, if we get somebody dedicated for this, because we're gonna have to figure out exactly what we want first.
Well, and here's what I'm saying is they wouldn't be the ones in charge of coming up with the designs. They'd be the ones in charge of finding, willing people who want to connect with us. And we've actually had quite a few vendors at conventions come up with us, say, hey, I would like to make patches for you guys. Hey, I would like to make shirts for you guys. And it's usually just a trouble of follow through. Sometimes on their end.
We got to figure out how to market. I mean, you just want to open up a WordPress account and do online sales only and something. That's how we did the coins the first time.
Spreadshirt does a pretty good one too. If anyone uses Spreadshirt, they do a lot of stuff with people with like opening stores, especially with like YouTubers. They do.
Anyway, that's we can discuss that later on, I guess.
Yeah, we'll definitely sort it out at a later point, but just hopefully at some point in the future we could get some merchandise, since there is definitely a demand for it, and we'll keep you guys updated in the podcast if anything does end up coming of it. And I'm sure there'll be, announcements and YouTube videos and stuff like that. So definitely be on the lookout if it's something you're interested in.
While we're here with this open forum, what I'd like to do right now real quick is ask everybody to keep in the back of your mind what you'd like to see for the FOB Equestria panel at the BroNYCon 2016.
Oh yeah, so that is definitely a great subject. This
right, because please, we don't want to do hi, I'm a brony in the military, this is why, because that's been done to death. We need something fairly new, and that will also involve everybody on the panel and hopefully the audience, and not just have a slideshow. See you next year.
Yeah. This year we did a whole Wonderbolt subject, which was basically theorizing about what their specific role was, but of course.
Well, that was an expansion off of last year.
Which I wish that I had a chance to be a part of.
Well, last year we did the military and Equestria thing, and this was just an expansion on it because it's such a big subject. But we need to figure out something cool and fun and interesting to do, because it's just going to be a couple months. They're going to open panel applications up, and I want to get ours in.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think in the future for next year, this year we had quite a few people on the panel, and maybe start kind of ahead of time saying, hey, you were on the panel last year. Start like taking turns and limiting the number of people so each person can actually get their say. Because I feel like a lot of people had to cut down their part of what they want to say in order to fit it in with the hour. And not that it wasn't a good panel in the end of it. I think it worked out well at the end because, it's military. We figure it out. But I do think they...
The BroNYCon staff seemed happy with it. The numbers were good, so we should be able to get one next year too. Plus, I'm on staff, so hopefully they can push it along a little.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is all stuff that we can kind of discuss. Like, to me, I kind of been thinking on to, the kind of what era could we be seeing in technology of the equestrian military, and what could we deduce that they could have in their military. So I guess kind of like a technology of the equestrian military, or something similar to that. But
I did a little bit of that last year. I mean, we know they got gunpowder. We know they have cannons. We know they have swords. They even mentioned, Rainbow Dash even mentioned bullets. She said faster than a bullet and let best pet win.
Yeah.
They have cannons.
For the nuclear radiation symbol on the hazard suit.
Oh, yeah. Well, it is a...
Well, that doesn't necessarily imply nuclear weapons, but it's just kind of something that we're throwing out. But, I mean, I don't necessarily know if a podcast is enough to ramble on about, just the little details of what we could do.
And we lost Silver again.
Oh, no, we lost Saunter again. I mean, Saunter, yes, I meant Silver. They're the same people.
No, they are not. Quite different.
Very.
Totally different.
But, yeah, definitely something for us to sort out, and definitely something for...
We got to let 10 and a half months to figure it out. But
True.
I was a little pressed for time this year and didn't get as much time as I would have liked to prepare it. So I want to get an early start this year so we can
Fair enough.
have a little bit. Yeah. And I want everybody's input. I just want to get up there and say, okay, here's a slideshow. Thanks. See you next year.
Yeah, get some community input.
Ponies with guns.
No ponies with guns. You'll notice there wasn't a ponies with guns panel this year.
Yeah.
Nope.
Surprise, surprise.
Great big surprise, right? I mean, super
Other than that,
professional.
FOB news, I think we've got pretty much covered the FOB news. If there's any news as far as the actual show, what is it? September 12th, I think, the new season starts. And for the Rarity fans, they're doing 3 Rarity shows in a row. Ask me why.
No!
But yes, 3 Rarity shows in a row.
No, I don't want Rare Bitch.
Oh, that was low. Even for me, that was low.
Yeah, that was me.
And I think they're doing the 3rd movie sometime around September 12th.
September 26th at 8 a.m. Eastern Time.
Right.
The Friendship Games.
We need more.
Hey, evil Twilight, woohoo! Sort of evil, not really evil.
Needs more Scootaloo.
Anyway, I was going to ask you guys. I asked this question way back before season 5 started on one of the previous podcasts, so I'm going to ask again. What do you want to see at the end of season 5? I'll tell you what I'd like to see. I'd like to see somebody
6.
get their cutie mark. I'd like to see Scootaloo fly. I'd like to see Fluttershy's parents, AJ's parents, and a backstory on Fluttershy.
I'd like
Thank
to
you.
see Princess Skyla.
I don't know.
Maybe not. I don't know. Michelle?
Toys have been out since let me look up the date on mine. 2012 is when the Princess Skyla toy came out. So, but when that was way before even Candlelight Wedding, wasn't it? Maybe it was around the same time.
That was around the same time because the Royal Wedding was in 2012, I think.
Unless Cadence was pregnant when that. Ooh, bad. No, that was an Amy Keating Rogers episode, wasn't it? Tis, tis, tis. So anyway, Skyla, I don't know. I don't care one way or another. That'd be the only thing we've seen in the show so far is the cake babies, I guess, really.
Yeah. I mean, honestly. Yeah, let's go back to Michelle. Sorry.
I would personally like to see more development and insight into the history of Equestria. I think we've gathered enough about the present kind of story and the present events and environment, but I'd like to know more about the origins of Equestria. It is very, very unknown at this point, and I think it would be really interesting to know more about what has
Really,
inspired. Specifically, things leading up to the founding of Ponyville.
Well, we got
kind
a
of
little bit
gotten
of that
some
in.
shady details. Well, I mean, we've gotten into some of the details with Hearthwarming Eve, but I'd like to know a little bit more. Or
Well, they
even
got a little bit in that
Deputy-
one with. What was that one with Granny Smith went to school and she said there was no Ponyville, and
Yep,
but that was after Hearthwarming Eve.
it was.
Granny
We got
Smith,
a little bit
yeah.
of background. Yeah, we got a little bit of background
tad.
here and there on.
I need a Star
formation of
Swirl the
Wonderbolts.
Bearded episode.
I'd like to
I
know
think
what the
that would
heck
be
happened. Yeah, 1,000 years ago. That was so terrible that basically every villain popped up back then.
Yes, that too.
That's been
Also,
the
I
subject.
think another. Oh God, I can't read. Damn it!
Star
Oh,
Swirl.
why are the
Star
Pegasi so warlike? Because as we've gathered, General, I don't remember what her face was, but
Commander Hurricane.
you know, she led. Yes, Commander Hurricane. Apparently, she led a rather warlike
Society.
band, and I would like to
I
know
have a theory.
why they were so warlike.
Because most birds,
Good.
there's a lot of birds that are birds of prey, and that kind of like predatory nature might have that it is theoretically possible that seemed sort of avian that like avian prey like nature is present within the Pegasi. So
Raptors.
Especially with
called
griffins because they have an eagle head, so they have to be raptors. You'd think.
so that's just my 2 cents on that. And
But they are also horses.
yes, they are.
They're lions and they're horses, but it's also
And tigers and bears.
Oh my.
There we go.
And my 2 cents
You know,
on the whole 1,000 years thing was, and this has been
Yeah.
a subject for discussion, is it's been said that a lot of people just take that as their way of saying a really, really long time ago, but not necessarily actually 1,000 years. Like a long time ago, 1,000 years or more, probably around that.
Yeah. Also, is an equestrian year as long as one of our years?
That is also a good question.
Well, if you think about it, when the first season came, episode 1, season 1, Nightmare Moon was gone for 1,000 years. That was true.
Right, but in Princess Twilight Sparkle, she was only Nightmare Moon for like 5 minutes, and then she immediately got banished. So I don't think that was the first time she became Nightmare Moon.
Possibly not.
Also, Granny was not. She was there for the founding of Ponyville, so these
She was.
Right.
ponies are clearly lived to be extremely long.
Old. Or maybe that's an
years.
Earth pony thing. Maybe Earth ponies live
Well,
longer.
and also they talk about moons instead of years most of the time in the show. You know, it's like the Apple family reunions every what they say 30 moons or whatever.
I actually did not catch that, but good on you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like with Equestria Girls, they say the portal will be closed for 30 moons.
Yeah, everything's moons. They still hardly ever say years. They say 1,000 years, and that's basically it. Everything else is this moons and that moons. And if a moon is 28 days like us, you know, you can get an idea of how time works. But I think time runs a little bit faster there. And we
Well,
start
I
getting into the
think-
whole
What if-
how old is the main
What
six.
if moons
Could
and
Well, here's
years
the
are
thing.
interchangeable?
Often
Oh, wait,
the
I'm about to
Stop.
put some analysis in this bitch.
Everyone stop.
Do it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mish.
Blah. So, if I'm correct, the last time Applejack was at the family reunion, she was a foal, correct? Am I wrong here?
No, she was a filly, right? She could barely talk.
Or yes, so Philly, not a but yeah.
Filly's a foal. Filly's a cultible.
So she was essentially the same size, slightly bigger than pound cake and pumpkin cake. So we could assume that over the course of 30 moons, Applejack has aged between a filly into a full-grown adult.
Actually, that is wrong, because in the first episode
I don't know if it was 30
of
moons
the
or
season,
Yes.
Huh?
First episode of the season. Go on.
they were having the Apple family reunion. Because Applejack specifically said that the entire Apple family was there for a reunion.
we don't know if it was the official Apple family reunion. It was just a reunion. I mean, yeah, a lot of the Ponies was there, but I don't know if that was. It wasn't when Twilight walked into Sweet Apple Acres. It wasn't all decorated up.
I think they actually mentioned that it wasn't a real family reunion, if I'm correct.
Like the full family.
I think that was actually addressed in an episode, and they're like, "Oh no, I think it was a family gathering, not a reunion, but a gathering." In the first episode,
she said reunion.
No, I don't think so. But that was the first
obviously,
one, so
it's all speculation.
I think it's something that we'll have to go back. Obviously, we can't just actively analyze these things and bring like a well thought out and well researched analysis in the course of an hour podcast or whatever, where we have no research done to actually verify or disprove our assumptions. So
we could just grab Josh.
That too. But Dizzy, I know you have something to say, and also I kind of want to hear, after you're done with that, perhaps your thoughts on what you want to see in Season 5, end of Season 5, since we're still kind of on that.
Well, what I said before is, what if moons and years in their culture are interchangeable terms? So a year for them isn't 365 days, it's 28 days.
Randy Smith says, I looked up the transcript. She says, "Why, thank you, Applejack. I still can't believe it's been almost 100 moons since our last family reunion. So there's no way it's 30 days."
And
it could be. Yeah.
Here's the thing. At the same time, their sun and moon don't move like ours do, so their phases of the moon might be different from our phases of the moon. It might not be.
Actually, that's not too bad. 100 moons is 8.3 years, so that's not out of the question. I mean, if you figure Applejack was a foal and they had two family reunions, maybe we didn't notice one. That would put her about 17 years old then.
Okay.
Which isn't totally out of the question.
But I guess we really have to get an idea of the longevity. We'd have to really find out exactly how old Granny Smith is. So we have kind of an impression of how long they take to mature into adulthood, and then how long they take to be considered, elderly, because turtles can live, certain turtles can be like 180, 200 years old easily. And they still, if I'm correct, mature relatively quickly in comparison. Cats, again, also, they mature within a few months and live to be, 15, 16 years old. So
which is
I think that is something we really need to look at.
Yeah. Well, another thing is, how often do you really see the moon change in the show?
Not often. So it could
They only show it when they need it, and it's usually a full moon.
Yep. So
it
could just be.
Yeah, I think that is just kind of at that point you're now analyzing just how much attention to detail the animators could really put in, and I don't think they could really consider in the fact of having a waning and waxing and waning moon be completely accurate to the calendar of Equestria. I think that's asking too much.
I agree.
Although they do put in some cool things every once in a while that you got to watch out for. But yeah, most of the time they put something in there that's a little incongruous. It's just something they put in to advance the storyline, like putting in an electric lamp in somebody's house. Oh, they got electricity. Well, maybe they just put that in there because they needed it for that shot.
That too.
Same with the moon.
I do specifically remember. I'm sorry. I do specifically remember an interview done with Lauren Faust where she did specifically say that she tries to use as little technology as possible, and she only inserts it where absolutely necessary. And technology will never completely follow consistency because they only use it when they need it. Just
it's almost
like
steampunk.
Yeah, exactly. That's where a lot of the steampunk stuff comes from.
All right. I mean, there's stuff like that. One train pulled by horses that goes to Appaloosa. That's the only time we've ever seen it. The other times they go to Appaloosa, it's got a regular steam engine on it.
Yep, that's true.
That one thing, it's pulled by horses. I was like, oh. And then there's open stage coaches pulled by horses, but Flim and Flam have a steam-powered vehicle. It's just whatever they need to use for that particular episode.
And, at the same time, you look at the the Pegasi, and it's clear that they have knowledge of radiation and radioactions, radioactive things.
Anyway.
So that is that is a very high degree of knowledge and understanding, considering that we didn't have really a profound understanding of this until the late 1930s, and we're talking about technology that until that point we found consistent with the early to mid 1800s, and sometimes earlier in some cases.
Well, they do have. They've shown hazmat suits in the show, several radioactive symbols in Cloudsdale, and they wanted to make it all industrial looking, so they threw those in there. But there's technology here and there. I don't know how. I don't really think it integrates with anything. They just put it in there because they wanted it for that shot. There's a couple shots where there's a hydroelectric dam outside of Ponyville.
There is.
The Hoover Dam.
Oh, that pun. That pony pun. Anyway. But I mean, it is one of those situations where, I mean, it is. This is exactly why we have the Taking Ponies too seriously. Because, I mean, past a certain point, it is just a show, and the animators and writers, they aren't.
Yeah, but it's
infallible.
fun picking it to death.
It is.
Doesn't make it immune from criticism
It
and
doesn't. You're right.
an acronym. And all that fun stuff. Plus, it's fun to analyze things. I like analyzing things, don't you? I do.
It's tons of fun, but at a certain point, when you're like, this just doesn't make sense, you have to concede that it doesn't make sense because it's a show.
Yeah.
Right,
Like,
and they
with
wrote it
Silver
for a
Lake-
specific audience.
What?
Yeah, you were. I did not hear what you said, Michelle, at all.
I said I will make sense of it.
Oh, you will make something. Got it.
You're a mumble.
I know.
What does everybody think, since we're on this subject of, personally, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm against it, of having anything from Equestria Girls crossover in the actual MLP TV series and not from a movie. I don't think they're going to, but it's possible.
I think I would be
mention the
fine either
portal
way,
or something.
I think.
Twilight can now talk to the human world with the book, right? She doesn't really even need the portal.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean.
I don't think they're
But
going
will
to.
they
For a
be
while, there
bad?
was talk of a Equestria Girls spin-off. I think that died. So I don't know how many more of these. I'm stoked for the 2017 Pony movie.
Yeah, I think there's. I mean, I don't know. We'll see how it actually turns out. I'm gonna reserve judgment until I actually see it. But I mean,
they even gave Daniel Ingram a live orchestra.
they did.
That.
Wow.
Yes, sir. They gave him. He was talking about it at Twittering or something. He said they gave him a live orchestra, and they moved Mike Vogel over to All Spark Productions to let him do it. So we'll see how it turns out. They're putting a little bit of money into it.
It definitely sounds like.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they make so much money off the bronies. Why not?
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of bronies with a surprising amount of disposable income, but I feel really bad because we never gave Dizzy his chance to say what he wanted to see from the rest of season 5, kind of end with season 5. So I want to give him that chance if he wants to take it right now. Yes, Dizzy?
I'm just going to keep it simple and say that I just want content in season 5.
I'm pretty
I
sure
want to see
Liza
new
Lyford.
episodes.
That's fair enough. And you know what? I'm kind of in that same camp with you, Dizzy. Although I can get behind the idea of them adding more lore and world building. I would like to see Equestria fleshed out a little bit more. I want to kind of see where they take that direction. But I want to see the scope widened a bit, I guess. But if that doesn't happen, I mean, I'm just happy with new episodes. So I was
hoping they'd use the cutie map more than they have, to tell you the truth.
That's going to be coming the second half of the season. They have said that.
Yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't, seeing as they introduced it. I mean, that's kind of like how MLP goes, isn't it?
Well, I mean, it's like season 4. I mean, they made such a big deal out about that box that Twilight found with the keys, and they didn't say a single thing about it until the season finale.
That's what I'm saying.
It was
That's
just
kind of how MLP goes.
They got their.
Well, no.
Everybody got their.
If you did look in the background of one of the episodes with the CMC, she has been working on the box. If you look in the background, there is a diagram.
She had diagrams on her wall about it, but it wasn't mentioned. And hopefully, like I said, the second half of season 5 we'll see more of the box or
The
The
box.
cutie map, and you know, some more different parts of Equestria. We saw Griffinstone and
Yeah.
Equalgrad, whatever you call it. That was about it so far.
And that's good world building. I like that. But I mean,
Yes.
you see this trend in My Little Pony of them introducing a concept early on, and then they only like reference it and touch on it in little amounts throughout the season, and then they come back to it in the end. I mean, you saw that even in season 1 with the Grand Galloping Gala. Like one of the first
Right, that was the whole-
episodes, they had the whole ticket fiasco, and then like barely anything mentioned until like the dresses, and then again pretty much nothing until the actual episode. So that's kind of just the way this show works, as far as I can tell.
It's a kid's show. You
Nah,
take it too
true.
seriously.
Lies, it is not.
But no, like another
Except
thing I
for
do-
Slice of Life.
Right.
Yeah.
That was intended for the Bronies, without a doubt, 100%.
Yes.
it was a 100th episode. You just go balls deep and just
And then they did
go crazy.
they save it till the next one to put Princess Big Mac in. I was like, that was for the Bronies.
That was for the Bronies. That was brilliant. I
That
It
love
was
that.
100% fan created.
Okay, honestly, what was y'all's reaction for that? Because I know
I didn't
saw
think
that.
they were, I didn't expect that.
I liked
I
it because
screamed.
I figured they
like, what the fuck?
I liked because Luna episode. I liked because Luna
Yeah.
episode.
Watch your profanity.
when are we going to get a Celestia episode?
I would like to see that.
No.
Honestly, I would. I want to see Celestia.
We haven't
Give
really
it more
had
character.
one yet since season 1.
You're right. We haven't. It's been.
We need a
long
Star
time.
Swirl
Been there, but
episode. We need
Star
Star
Swirl?
Swirl.
had two.
And it better be
everybody wants
voiced by
Star
Morgan
Swirl.
Freeman.
Morgan Freeman is Star
Patrick
Swirl.
Stewart.
Oh. That. I mean.
Patrick Stewart.
Who?
Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart.
No.
I could get behind
Yes.
that. I could. Yes. You know what? Yes.
Patrick Stewart and John Delancey.
Yes. 100%.
Jeez.
Yes.
The
It
Bronies
has
would
to
go
happen.
nuts.
It has to happen now. I want it. I want. Why do you give me unrealistic expectations and dreams, Silver? Why?
Hey, we got John Delancey. You know, we got Weird Al Yankovic. They're telling he might be into it. You never know.
Well, I
Oh.
mean,
He's done weirder stuff.
I was gonna say
Hey, we
Patrick
need Jack
Stewart.
Black.
Yeah, Patrick Stewart
Jack
seems
Black.
really cool. So honestly, wouldn't it be outside the realm of possibility in my mind? But at the same time,
What about
100th episode.
200th
what about
episode? Jeez.
what about Ian the guy the actor who plays Gandalf?
Ian McKellen.
Yes, I can never
It
pronounce
could
his
be.
last
Oh, that reminded me of something else. I was going to ask everybody, how long, speaking of the 200th episode, that this is actually, train ride's actually going to last? It's already
I
went
don't
2
know.
seasons farther than they originally planned.
It has been.
I know they
Yeah, it was
are
gonna stop
going to
in
be
season
giving
3.
it go into 2018.
I'm sorry.
From what
was
I'm
that?
hearing.
Well, a lot of people,
Never mind. I understand,
yeah,
Scarlett.
some people seem to think that it's going to, this particular Generation 4 is going to end with the Pony movie in 2017, and MOP will go on, but it'll be a different Gen 5 then.
Maybe. I don't know.
I honestly,
I think-
this is just my analysis of corporations, and in the business world, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think as long as this generation continues to make Hasbro buttloads of money, they are not going to stop.
I think that's reasonable. I mean, that's just typical
I've
corporation
seen-
stuff.
Yeah, but Ponies has
Yes,
already
but I've
jumped the
seen-
shark a little bit. I mean,
What
it's
has?
on
No
one.
breaks in
But
the
they're
money
not
train.
making any
Just look
less
at
money
Pirates
off
of
of
the
it
Caribbean.
now.
But I've
Yeah.
seen successful cartoon shows shoot themselves in the foot and go downhill too. Look at Dexter's Lab when they changed writers and directors and animators. It just went to crap for no reason, and it was way up when it happened.
You made me
And that's
sad.
the exact same thing that's going to happen when Powerpuff Girls comes out.
Oh, the new one? Oh.
Yes.
I don't really know about that. It could be in all. I will not. I will give them the benefit of the doubt.
I'll give it a
One thing
shot.
nice about Hasbro, a lot of people hate on Hasbro, they've been fairly hands-off as far as
They have.
enforcing their IP. I mean, they could be Disney or Viacom if they wanted to be. And yes, they've issued C&Ds, and most of the time, whether we don't like it that much, it's been for a good reason. Because they're protecting their IP and they could lose it. So, if you go to like BroNYCon, you see all this stuff, that is intellectual properties. They could C&D everybody, but they don't. And like you said, it's money.
Yes, it is.
From everything that I've heard, go ahead.
Twist to the.
What was that, Dizzy? You said like 2 syllables. I don't know if he intended to talk. He is on push to talk.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lost him.
Okay, well, I guess since he's cut, I'll go. From everything that I've learned, speaking to the show staff and the writers and everything like that, is Hasbro has essentially, at least initially, gambled with the idea of actually playing as hands-off as they did. Compared to other IPs, Hasbro has been like essentially the gods of caring, understanding, and just not meddling with the fans.
Exactly.
And we kind of think they're evil and things like that, but compared to pretty much everything,
really not.
Yeah, like they've been extremely hands-off and they've been extremely kind and generous. And I don't really think I've ever heard any of the writers or anything speak even like loosely negatively about Hasbro. They only talk about how hands-off and how easy they have been to work with and how understanding they are. If I'm correct, I think they even like pushed back some of the I guess show efforts that they were doing in order for the show staff to actually attend conventions and meet the fans and things like that. And I think that means the world to a lot of people.
Originally, it does. Originally, the show staff up until 2014 had to go through Hasbro to get permission to go to these conventions, but finally Hasbro said, we trust you guys now. You want to talk to a show that you just go through their agent now. So they're on that too. And what we got to remember is this is new to Hasbro, just like it was to us. Nothing like this has ever really happened before. So they didn't know how to handle it.
It was new ground, and it was,
Right. And then, it's like the whole Derpygate thing. Everybody bitched and moaned and howled at Hasbro and to find out it wasn't really Hasbro, it was iTunes.
Really? I was unaware of that.
What?
Yes.
Yes, it was. It was iTunes. Yep.
iTunes.
Huh.
Nothing good comes from Apple.
It was they requested name be taken off.
Wow.
Right.
It was Apple. It was essentially at the top of the chain. It was Apple's decision. Unfortunately.
And you got to
Apple.
Hasbro is huge. Hasbro's a huge company. They don't sit around thinking about My Little Pony all day long. Yeah. Apple told them there's something objectionable in there, and Hasbro said, okay, take it out. They didn't really look at it because, MLP is one of their properties, but they don't concentrate on the time. Took Apple's word for it and it blew up.
Yeah.
Right. They got a lot of other stuff than MLP.
They do.
Yeah, Transformers.
So yeah, so people hated on them for that, and then Fight Against Magic got C&D and a few other things, and some of those a little overboard. We find out that the lawyers doing it under a carte blanche, and Hasbro wasn't directly saying take this person out, take that person out. Like Jan Animation, they gave them Buttons, Mash, and a few other things back.
Yeah, they did. So they're good. I mean, I'm glad it all worked out, and it's like you guys said, comparatively, they are actually very benevolent overlords as it is.
Right. As long as we don't get totally stupid with it. I mean, yeah, some people done dumb things, threaten the show staff, and if we just keep a little adult about it, it'll go on. Like you said, as long as it makes Hasbro money, and that's what they're concerned about. It doesn't become too much of a headache to them.
Yeah.
The only thing I'd like to see, and I don't know if it's good or bad, is if it gets off Discovery Family into a better network. That's what's killing the show. We're keeping it so small right now. I mean, Steven Universe and Gravity Falls average 1.8 million viewers a show, and MLP on a good day gets 800,000.
Yeah,
because they're on such a crappy small cable network.
If they could switch over to like
But what?
Cartoon Network or something larger, it would be.
Wasn't
definitely
there
beneficial.
like rumors that they were gonna do that though? Was gonna switch them to
There
Cartoon
was,
Network?
but nothing ever came of it. There was something was mentioned, some of those hacked Sony emails, but I don't think anything ever came of it.
Yeah. It.
Um,
So.
It was going to be cartoon, because if Disney did it, they might
Oh Lord.
get
no.
a little heavy-handed.
oh, gosh, no.
But
They already
the
took Amy
thing-
from us.
Well, so one thing I do want to point out is that even though for us, we might think, well, those are really unimpressive and things like that, but we have to kind of put ourselves in Hasbro shoes and understand their mindset from like a business perspective. So with Gravity Falls and things like that, the animation is the primary selling point. That is what they're trying to get. You view the episode and they make money off the advertisements. With Hasbro,
Right.
that is not what they're doing. Their primary business model is toys, merchandise. They make more money off merchandise than all those other places do as in their wildest dreams.
That's why I do my part. We should all do our part.
Absolutely. Support the show. Buy their toys.
Jack. And
Yeah, so
Yeah, I mean, they drill it into our minds.
Scarlett,
really
it wasn't just Amy Keating Rogers. Rob Renzetti left the show and went to Disney before that. Now he's doing Gravity Falls.
Really? I did not know that.
Interesting. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll say this.
Why it's such a good show. I mean, it was the first two seasons of MLP, and he went to Disney, and Amy Keating Rogers went to Disney. What's his name? Nick Cavallati went to.
Isn't Megan heading to Disney too?
I don't think Megan will. She likes it where she is. She's kind of a bigwig at DHX now.
I kinda
Oh,
want
from what I
Megan to
heard,
stay.
yeah, but from what I'm seeing online, is Larson's going to be taking Megan's spot.
I believe in M.A. Larson.
If Larson
Yes.
wants that, he might. But
Larson is.
anyway, guys,
Any final thoughts?
Michelle kind of mentioned. Start getting into final thoughts now, if possible. Spangle, go ahead.
Well, I mean, we've covered a lot at this point. I will say this about the whole toy discussion we just had. I buy their stuff if it appeals to me, but a lot of the things they put out, not what I want on my shelf.
Well,
Especially their stuffed animals.
it's gotten a lot better than it used to be.
It
I'll tell you
has.
what, because I buy a gob. Build-A-Bear's doing real good. Ty's doing real good. Aurora is doing better. It's a lot better than it was, say, 2 years ago.
True.
Yeah.
Even the brushables are starting to look better.
Yeah, Build-A-Bear definitely makes some really good ones, and I cannot wait till my birthday in October because Derpy comes out at that time.
You have to get her unstuffed.
I want
Okay.
her stuff. I want her stuff.
Okay. Michelle wants to say something, I guess.
Oh no, I was just laughing.
Oh, okay. It sounded like, hi, like kind of Fluttershy-ish to me. That's,
No, that was
Oh, okay. Is Keckling. Got it. Dizzy? Any
Yeah.
final thoughts?
I got nothing.
Other
Follow
than-
shelter.
I was gonna say, other than Fallout Shelter, screw Death Claws. They are the nightmare of your dreams. Whatever you want to say.
I literally had nightmares about Death Claws in this game. I am
Oh,
not
Lord.
kidding.
Do we need to send Princess Luna to your aid?
I don't.
Probably.
I was gonna say.
I need more cat.
I can't recall, Dizzy. Are you? Which is best princess for you? I forget.
I'm a moonbutt.
Okay, Moon Cheeks. Got it. Moon Butt, whatever you want to call her.
Moony Booty.
moon cheeks. I like it.
Hey, I can't take
I like
credit for
Moony
that.
Booty.
I think that was Pony Berserker. It was someone in the online comics that does some really good work, and I think it was Pony Berserker who came up with that phrase. So I gotta try and at least give credit where credit's due. It's not me, so, but I liked it, so that's why I use it. Any other final thoughts as we wrap this up? Because we have definitely gone for a lot of time, and maybe then some a little bit.
That's what editing is for.
I can't.
I think that was just us waiting for Silver.
Mole rats,
Me.
why?
Mole rats, why? I think that's yeah, sure. Let's leave it on that question. So thank you all for
Yes.
tuning in. Protect your shelter, arm your populace, make sure every citizen has a gun.
Wear your-
What? What, Silver?
Wear your reflective belt.
Wear
Wear your
the
reflective belt.
I just realized we didn't do introductions.
We kind of,
We'll do that next time.
yeah. I mean, everyone can see on the screen who is here, so I think it's okay. I think it's all right. But I mean, we just had such a professional, such a great start to the podcast. I mean, really. Anyway, everyone say your goodbyes,
Professional.
and then we will wrap this thing up. I guess start with Silver. We're going to go from right to left here. So, Silver, Scarlet, Afflicted.
It hurts to say
Cliche.
goodbye. Good night, sweet listeners. May flights of ponies sing thee to thy rest. How's that?
That works.
Next.
Praise the moon.
Michelle.
I love you all. Hugs for everyone. Michelle out.
And Dizzy? Well, I mean, he already kind of said his, but I mean, he can at least say his goodbye. He can officially say it if he wants.
Well,
Mole rat crisis has been averted. The treason has been put down for shotguns and sniper rifles.
Okay. And this has been Spangle as well. Thank you all again for tuning in and putting up with the growing pains as we get into a regular habit of this. Look forward to next week as well.
Yes.
Same time, same place.
We'll have even cooler topics. Semper Philly. If we still do that. I don't know if we still do. We still do that?
We can.
No, because of the group.
Yep.
Because of the group, Simperphilly, no one
No.
does that anymore.
No. See, we
Wow,
did it
you're
first.
kind of an asshole there, Stewart.
We did it first. It's ours. It's ours. They cannot take it from us. We will not we will not desist. We will resist. No desist. Anyway,
Oh, what did Gollum say? It's ours. Ours. They stole it.
what have I done? All right.
Hey,
Mouth breathing OP.
Until next week.